Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm actually on my way to work right now, and I just keep thinking about Tears of the Kingdom, and I want to get this theory out here before the game comes out. I haven't really been watching any more promotional material or anything like that after I saw the third trailer, but I've just been doing a lot of thinking about what was seen. And I have this theory. Now, obviously, if you don't want to hear any more about Tears of the Kingdom, then click away from this video. But if you're here, you're like me, and you've been wondering a lot about Tears of the Kingdom and where the story is going to go and everything like that. What I feel is going to happen. A lot of the things I went over in the other video I put out, but this video is more focused on Ganondorf. I'm starting to think that there's going to be more than one version of Ganondorf. Why do I say this? Well, when we look at the artwork for Ganondorf, he looks a little, well, two things. He looks very similar to the figure that we see in the mural. Like when Impa describes the story and they're showing that painting, those two figures, the chick on the left looks like the chick that we saw in the trailer. Well, that looks like a descendant of Hylia or ancestor of Princess Zelda. But this person on the right, it doesn't look like Link. It looks more like the new Ganondorf design. The only difference really is the eye color. And I was going to get to that because I really think Link, Zelda, and Link. I think Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are going to fuse together to create some like new version of a hero, and they're going to fuse together and work with the ancestor of Zelda, to defeat this new threat, which is probably going to be Demise again, to break the cycle once and for all. You know, that's why I said this is going to be the beginning and the end of the Zelda timeline. But yeah, getting back to why I think there's more than one Ganondorf. So look, the Ganondorf that was under the castle with that hand that was sealed, that's obviously like some kind of Zonai energy that sealed that Ganondorf. That Ganondorf is dead, right? He's officially dead, right? So Ganondorf needs to be reincarnated every so amount of years because he's an incarnation of Demise. But if this version of Ganondorf under the castle, he's dead, but as you see, there's a whole bunch of malice seeping out of him, right? That's Demise's hatred, right? So he's dead, but not dead. Quotation fingers, right? So that would mean that Ganondorf would have had to been reborn again. Now that brings me to this new Ganondorf. This new Ganondorf, based off of his design alone, he looks to be more noble, right? More like a lone wolf kind of character. There's so many animes that I can think of, but let's just say I feel like they're gonna do the whole Vegeta thing, right? Former villain turned ally. The thing is, this Ganondorf might have been born somewhere that the Gerudos don't know about. And when you think about it, like if he's exploring the desert, or if you're exploring more of the desert in this game, you might find this new Ganondorf somewhere out in the desert. And I think the trailer is really giving us misdirection. I don't think that voice was Ganondorf talking. I mean, that could be his voice, but what I think is that voice we hear is really like Demise. So what I think is going to happen is, just to kind of wrap this up, I think that corpse underneath of Hyrule Castle is going to be sort of like taken over by the hatred of Demise. And that corpse under the castle is going to end up kind of like turning into Demise. And then I think this new Ganondorf design we see, I think he's going to be like he's not a hero, but he's not a bad guy. But he wants to, the reason I say he's going to help Link and Zelda is because he doesn't want to be tied to this pre thing that He doesn't want to be a part of this curse. He doesn't want to be a part of this thing that demise just threw on him. It's like, no, you're going to do this thing every so amount of hundreds of years. It's like, no, man, I'm going to do my own thing. Like, I'm going to do me. So I really feel like this is a different version of Ganondorf. Also, what I'm thinking is a huge indication on a new high resolution artwork. You see that there's sort of like something that resembles some kind of tear in Ganondorf's headpiece. Now, there's no way that evil Ganondorf would willingly give that tear up. And on the other design of Ganondorf, when he's undead, it doesn't even look like he has a tear there. This is why I think this is a different version of Ganondorf. So, I'm calling it now, man. There's going to be two versions of Ganondorf. Now, and that's why the only reason I think this is possible is, hold on, I gotta cross the street here. I have a lot of theories about this game, but I really just wanted to get that one out before the game comes out. And I really feel 100% that, I ain't gonna say 100%, but like 99% that that's what's gonna happen. And, just think about it, like we're playing the game, and then we find Ganondorf, and you thinking you're about to fight Ganondorf, and then Ganondorf and Link team up. First of all, I don't think that's ever been done in the history of Zelda, at least not to my knowledge. So Ganondorf and Link officially teaming up. Obviously, this would be a different version of Ganondorf. And like I said, this is the only reason this can happen with Ganondorf is because he was dead. The original Ganondorf from this timeline was dead. He was dead under the castle with all of his malice seeping out. So a new Ganondorf had to have been born within that time, right? So that could be the reason why there's two versions of Ganondorf. Zelda was alive, so there's not going to be two versions of Zelda. That's why she has her ancestor. Now the two versions of Link, I don't know how they're going to do that. It's probably just going to be regular Link that can go back. Actually, no. I did have a big theory. I was thinking that there's going to be another version of Link as well. I think like the way that I see this one character, and she resembles Zelda, and I think she's like a Zonai ancestor of Zelda. I think there's going to be an ancestor of Link that they haven't shown in the trailer or any promotional material yet. Alright, I'm actually back home from work now, and I wanted to add this on because this is another thing. Zelda video games, usually with the abilities that Link has, they tie into the story somehow, right? They tie into the story somehow. So when you think about like time travel, like the Song of Time, or the so-and-so of Awakening, or the song of this, or the song of that, or like any of the items that he has, they usually tie into the story. So what are some of the abilities that they've shown in this game already? They show recall. Recall is a form of time reversal, a form of time travel, reversing time or making time go forward. That is a theme that's constant throughout Zelda video games, time travel. So we know, we can pretty much surmise that time travel is going to be in Tears of the Kingdom. What's another ability? Ultra Hand. Ultra Hand. Now, why does Ultra Hand seem so important? Well, we know that the Ganondorf under Hyrule Castle, his malice is being sealed by this green energy-like hand that's probably from Zonai architecture. So, there's something to do with that hand, right? That ability in that hand. Now, the reason that I think that Link, Zelda, and this new version of Ganondorf are going to fuse together as one, another reason is one of the abilities is called Fuse. Now, we see how Fuse is being used in the game to craft weapons and stuff like that, but I also believe that there is a deeper meaning behind Fuse. And I think that Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are going to fuse together to create this kind of like ultimate hero that is the embodiment of the Triforce being whole. And that being or new hero is going to work together with the ancestor of the goddess, the ancestor of Zelda, aka one of the descendants of Hylia, this character here. And I think they're going to work together to probably destroy Demise, because if you seal him, he's just going to get out again. So this time you have to destroy him. And for something as monumental, if something as monumental as Ganondorf teaming up with Zelda and Link were to happen, that would break the cycle of hatred. It would break the curse of Demise, and it would free up Zelda to be able to go into a new direction. The Legend of Zelda series entirely, but I think something like that, that's why I say I feel like this is the end. This is the end and the beginning of the timeline. But mostly this is going to be the end of the curse of Demise. Skyward Sword is said to be the beginning of the timeline. I think this game is going to, be the ending of this particular timeline. Now, where the characters go from here in the future, we don't know. But they could make new games after this, where like Ganondorf and Link and Zelda are like teaming up and going against a new threat or something like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. I just think that this is going to be the ending of this timeline, and that if they do create stuff, they're probably going to fill in some of the gaps between spaces. I don't know, like there's a bunch of different directions they can go from here if this stuff even comes true. But like I really feel like a lot of the things that I'm saying is going to happen. But that's the beauty of it. I could be completely wrong, and they could even go in a whole different direction. So yeah, man, you guys let me know what you think about this. Like I said, my whole point, I just wanted to put this out here because if it does happen, we'll all know that you got it here from me. You heard it from me, like that I, predicted some of this stuff happening. So yeah, man. But again, if you like the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and let me know you like the video. That lets YouTube know you like the video. And yeah, man, I want to hear some other people's thoughts on this. I'm excited. As you can tell, I keep talking about Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying not to, but it's just like, it's all I can think about. Anyway, I'm out, you guys. Take care.